And speaking of Fanatics, they're continuing their merchandising growth and dominance now into Europe. They recently signed a deal for a whole league deal. Actually, it's their first in Europe with LaLiga, one of the biggest soccer/football leagues in the world. Big deal, huge for Fanatics. Usually, Fanatics is a big brand in the US. Everyone knows in the US, but in Europe, not so much. That's where they bought Tops. When they bought Tops, it gave them a bit more presence in Europe. And now this deal with La Liga is huge because now they have officially arrived on the biggest stage in football, which is Europe. Whether we like to acknowledge it or not, people have differences of opinion, but Europe is where the best players play. This is the biggest stage. It doesn't get bigger than that at the moment. So they're definitely continuing their march into the world of merchandising at a rapid pace. Ruben's a very, very smart guy, and I think he'll end up capturing a huge portion of the market slowly but surely. And I honestly see other brands struggling behind because he's so fast and innovative in his dealing, and he's got a great track record.
Yeah, and they are, they're quasi, they're pretty much brand neutral. I mean, obviously they're not, they're in a league like that, you've got, a multitude of jersey providers, suppliers. You've got a New Balance, you've got a Puma, you've got obviously Nike and Adidas, but you've got you've got Kappa, and you've got Hummel and Joma and a few others, Cleme, and so you've got multiple brands, and for them, it kind of takes them when you go into European football, and certainly it's soccer in general. You're extending into brands that the sports that they are dominating here in the U.S. It's Under Armour, Under Armour to a degree, but it's Nike and Adidas, that tend to be the control a lot of the kit rights, and obviously they made a move into playing in that space with the NHL being the kit provider there. But as they go overseas, there's much more variety of when you watch these national teams, and when you watch teams in La Liga, the kit providers, the supplier is, and probably in some cases opening new doors for them. They've got great relationships with the Nikes and Adidas of the world, and Puma. But now, there are some of those brands that maybe are just better known in the European sector, and it allows them to expand their business, get a new relationship, and maybe we see them jump into cricket, into maybe some other leagues that are bigger globally. I mean, obviously we've talked about how those sports may not be big here, but the rest of the world is very cricket. Knowledgeable and very big on them. And if you're selling merchandise like they are, they have multiple ways to activate that relationship with La Liga, with apparel and collectibles and the like. And they're a machine. So
absolutely. Speaking of European football, one man who's left that world and come to North America is
getting close.
Is probably the best player of all time, or of our time for sure. Him and Cristiano go head to head, but he's got a World Cup, so it's hard to beat. I know people will probably come after me for those comments, but it is what it is. Fantastic. I look forward to it. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you all that tune into our podcast, the audio version, of course. And once again, we'll catch you all next week. Take care, everyone. See you
all
later.
Right. Take care.